everybody, it's Kelsee Brianna J here with a review, swatches, and tutorials using 4 of the new Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes. These palettes are new launches for her, and these palettes are a part of the Precious Stones eyeshadow collection. You guys know Huda Beauty has come out with Obsessions palettes before. I did a video overviewing those, but these are totally new, and I wanted to bring you guys a video with these. So I have 4 out of the 5 new palettes. I have the Ruby Obsessions, the Emerald Obsessions, the Amethyst Obsessions, and the Sapphire Obsessions. I skipped the Topaz Obsessions because it's a warm toned eyeshadow palette, and we all know none of us need another warm toned eyeshadow palette. Plus I grabbed the warm toned eyeshadow in the last launch and I just didn't feel like I needed it. And these palettes are marked as limited edition on Sephora's website. These each retail for $27. And there's 9 eyeshadows in each of these palettes. Each eyeshadow contains 0.05 grams of product, and each palette altogether weighs 1.3 grams of product. The description on Sephora's website reads, each Huda Beauty Precious Stones Obsessions eyeshadow palette is packed with a selection of 9 highly pigmented, creamy, metallic, and duochrome shadows inspired by the rich reflection of gemstones, packed with stunning shades of amethyst, ruby, emerald, topaz, and sapphire. This palette is perfect for adding a hint of sparkle to the eyelids. The large mirror, conveniently sized palette, and versatile shade collection allow you to create both classic and playful looks that are easy to apply on the go. So let's go through each palette one by one. I'm going to show you guys swatches of each of these palettes, and I did an eye look with each of the palettes, and we'll go through that palette by palette. So let's first start off with the Ruby palette, and the packaging is beautiful. It has this really gorgeous ruby pinkish type color to it, and this is the palette that I have on my eyelids right now. I really like this palette because it has a color to set my base with, and it has these really pretty like jewel tone shades here. This is a super cohesive palette because I can do an entire eye look with this palette. It has colors for my crease, it has a lot of different lid shade options, and I feel like I can do a lot of different looks with this palette. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys swatches of this palette. And here's the eye tutorial for this palette. Fluffy brush, and I'm going to take this color. I'm going to take this all over the lid to set my base. Same brush in this color. And back and forth. And I'm going to take this color. Again, same brush. Back and forth. And I'm just going to keep building this color up. This color with the Wayne Goss number 20 more concentrated brush. Pack it on and let's continue to bring it over. Concentrating this on the outer crease and blending it up. Flat shader brush, going to take a bit of this color. Let's put that on the inside here. Let's build this up. I am just itching for this color, so I'm going to take it with my finger. And I'm going to apply this directly in the middle and pack it on until it's pretty opaque. Pencil brush, going back in with this color here. Let's bring this over even further. And let's take this color the rest of the way. And here's the final look. Next we have the Emerald Obsessions palette. I love the color selection for this palette. It has a mix of really different type tones. So it has like those mossy green colors. It has like a golden green type color. The only thing that I wish were different about this palette is that this color were matte, because then I would be able to deepen the outer V. I found that this color wasn't dark enough. But otherwise I think this palette is really unique and I love it. So here are the swatches for this palette. And here's the eye tutorial for this palette. Fluffy brush and this top color. Let's take that here. Fluffy brush in this color. I actually am going to apply that pretty much over that other color. I'm not going to cover it all the way up, but I do want to deepen up that color. So again, back and forth. Same color with the flat shader brush. And I am going to apply it concentrated on the outer corner and blend it upwards. Same brush, and I'm going to take this color. I'm going to take this more so on the lid. Oh, this color is super pretty. Super, super pretty color. And just pack this on. And a pencil brush for this top color. And super pretty. I'm going to pack this on and blend it over. Back with this color and a pencil brush. I am now going to take this on the inner corner carefully. Same brush and this color on the rest. And here's the final look using the Emerald Obsessions palette. Next we have the Sapphire palette. Oh my gosh, like I cannot get enough of the packaging colors. Super pretty. I love the way this palette looks so much. But of all four of these palettes, I feel like the mattes in this palette are the driest. They gave me a pretty hard time when applying them. I did get a lot of fallout when using this palette. But once I got it to work, I feel like the color selection is absolutely gorgeous. It definitely reminds me of summertime. It reminds me of a tropical location. And I love that pop of chartreuse down here. I feel like it really sets that palette off. And it takes it from being just a regular blue palette to the next level blue palette. So here are the swatches for this palette. And here's the eye tutorial for this palette. So I'm first going to dip into this color with the fluffy brush. This is a NARS number 42 brush. And I'm going to take this directly in the crease. And this is going to be my transition color. This is going on pretty sheer. So it's just giving me a wash of color. Next, dipping in with a more concentrated brush. This is a MAC 217 with this aqua color. I'm going to apply this right underneath that green. And keep it pretty concentrated right here in the fold of my lid. So I'm going to build that up. Same brush, and I'm going to take this deep blue color, pack that right on the outer and blend it up to the crease, but not directly in the crease. Just right here on the edge where that crease ends. Start feathering that color out and just make this completely opaque. Switching to a flat shader brush, this is a MAC 242. I'm going to take this cobalt blue and I'm going to pack this on the lid. Press the shadow on the lid until it's fully opaque. Again, I'm going to stop it right here where the crease ends. Right here. And bring it up and meet it there. But I'm not taking it in the crease. As you all can see, I have a considerable amount of fallout, but I'm going to clean that up at the end. Same brush, and I'm going to go in with this color. And I'm going to pack that on the inner corner here. Pack it on and bring it over. Making sure to blend it with the color on the lid. And slightly drag it upwards. And let's go in with this color next. Let's take that on the middle. And here's the final eye look using the Sapphire palette. And lastly, we have the Amethyst palette. You all know I love purple, and this palette is no exception. I I love the array of purples that are in this palette. I think that they are so stunning. These eyeshadows are formulated so nice. I feel like this palette went on the smoothest and gave me the best pigmentation. The only thing that I would change about this palette is this color up here. I really just don't think that is necessary, especially since we have this one. And this one is darker, but it's so similar. Or either I would take this shade out and give it a lighter color, like maybe like a cream color to be able to set the base, or even like a lighter shade than this. Like just a lighter matte type shade, like a bone color. I feel like it would set this palette off. But here are the swatches for this palette. And here's the tutorial using this palette. First color that I'm going to take with the NARS number 42 brush is this one. And I'm going to take this directly in the crease. Let's dip into this color with the 217 brush. Applying this more concentrated in the crease. Directly in that fold. So back and forth, I'm not taking this color upwards. Same brush, and let's dip into this color. Let's take this on the outer corner, and I actually am gonna take this color on the inside, leaving the center open. So I'm gonna switch to a flat shader brush and take this top middle color, and I'm gonna pat it gently on top of that color that I applied, not directly in the center. Actually go in with this with your finger, and it'll pick up that pigment a little bit better. And then I'm gonna go in with the middle shade with my finger again. And I'm gonna tap this directly in the center. Taking a pencil brush, I'm going to dip into this shade. So pretty. I'm going to take that and take it on the lower lash line. And I'm going to go in with this color. And let's take this along the rest of the lower lash line and connect it to the top. Here's my final look using the Amethyst Obsessions palette. As you all can see, all four of these palettes perform very beautifully. Some of them outperform others. I'm going to go ahead and rank them for you. So my number one favorite is the Amethyst palette. I feel like this one is absolutely gorgeous, formulated beautifully, so smooth. The pigmentation is out of this world. The color selection is really pretty, and the shimmer shades are just gorgeous. Second, I'm gonna have to say the Ruby palette. I feel like this palette again was really nicely formulated. This palette is not as good as the Amethyst palette, but it still is really nice. The colors show up true to color. It's just super cohesive. I can do an entire look using it, so it gets second place. Third place is the Emerald palette. This one would be in second place if this color right here was matte, but because of that, I feel like this palette was sort of limited, and this color right here wasn't as pigmented as I wanted it to be. But other than that, I don't have anything like this in my collection. And coming in fourth place is the Sapphire palette. I do feel like the formulation of this palette is drier than the other three that I have, but the colors are still beautiful. So it's not a loser and it's not a dud. It's just not as good as the other three, but I still love that pop, and I love the colors in here too. But all of these palettes are beautiful as long as you understand how to use them. And then the shimmers in here perform like normal, but a few shades in this palette you do need to go ahead and use your finger because it picks it up a little bit better than a brush will. But just keeping that in mind, you'll be able to get a beautiful look from these palettes. They're at an excellent price point, $27. These can add a little bit of fun to your collection, especially if you don't have colors like this. This is a fun way to try colors. These are bold, they pack a punch, they have the necessary elements to create a beautiful eye look. I love these. I feel like these are even better than some of the ones from last time, but you really don't have anything to lose. 9 colors in each palette. These are limited editions, so if you want them, go ahead and scoop them up now versus trying to wait until later. And if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to do that before you leave. And I will talk to you all in my very next video. Smooches. Bye.